If you don't want to spend all of your hard-earned money on brand new fragrances, but you still want to smell better than 99% of the other guys out there, here are 10 out of 10 cheap fragrances for men. Up first is Versace Eros Flame. In my opinion, this is still criminally underrated. The original Eros, even Eros Eau de Parfum and the Parfum got way more hype and attention than Versace Eros Flame, but I actually prefer this, and it costs about 50 to 60 US dollars, which is just an absolute steal. It adds some citrusy, blood orange spiciness to the original Eros DNA. It's still a big compliment puller, it's just a little bit more unique and complex. Performance is well above average. Check out Versace Eros Flame. Up next is actually the most expensive cologne on this list, but it's still very affordable for the quality you're getting, and that is Mancera's Instant Crush. You're looking at about 100 USD on discounters, but for 100 USD, you get a fragrance that smells similar to Baccarat Rouge, but it's made more masculine, white florals. You get the beautiful saffron up top. It is extremely sweet, and I don't believe it is blind buy safe. This one is definitely an acquired taste. If you just want a sweet compliment magnet, great for going out, say you like going to clubs and parties, Mancera Instant Crush is a 10 out of 10 affordable fragrance. You get a great niche brand that is well known for super strong fragrances, and that is exactly what you get with Instant Crush, plus pressurized atomizer. Who doesn't love that? Check out Mancera Instant Crush. At number 8, Versace Hawas, but it's Hawas Ice. This is the flanker that came out a few years after the original Hawas, but I have seen no one talk about this. A lot of people don't even know it exists, and I'm honestly not really sure why. It costs about $20 more, so you're looking at around 50 USD, but it's more minty, it's less fruity, less synthetic. It kind of reminds me of a more mature, more wearable Versace Hawas. It still has that compliment factor to it. It is still very mass appealing, but the performance is even better. It is worth the slight increase in the price tag, in my opinion. Check out Versace Hawas Ice. If you find the original one too youthful, too fruity, too synthetic, this is a great upgrade in my opinion. For the people that want to wear a cologne but you don't like cologne, get Versace Pour Homme. This is only going to set you back $30 to $40. It just smells so simple, fresh, clean. I feel like I could show this to someone that thought they hated the smell of fragrances. They just like wearing nothing except deodorant, but I feel like they would still be able to appreciate and at least tolerate this. It's citrusy, it's musky, it has some sweetness to it. This is responsible for that one video of the girl coming up to Jeremy Fragrance and being like, oh, like, what are you wearing? Oh my God, you smell so good. Whether that was staged or not, who cares? This fragrance is great. I would give it a perfect 10 out of 10 for the price. Check out Versace Pour Homme if you haven't already. Next is a cheap cologne that I talk about all the time. I just can't get enough of it, and that is Lattafah Khumra. I believe this won like the Best Arabian Fragrance award in like 2023 or something, and honestly, if it did, that is very well deserved. It's so rich, dense, it smells edible. This is perfect for special occasions. Even date nights, if you just don't use that many sprays, because this stuff is really strong. It is fantastic for the price. This, in my opinion, isn't really a safe blind buy, but if you know that you like boozy, rich fragrances like Parfums de Marly Ojan or even Kilian's Angel Share, check out Lattafah Khumra. I'm sure you'll really appreciate this one. Onto a cologne that might get me some hate comments or just some laughs, but I'm being dead serious. That is Nike Man Blue, not Nike. This is actually a different brand that makes cheap colognes. This is actually a dupe of Jean Paul Gaultier Ultramel, and honestly, it does only last about 3 hours on skin. So you might be like, wow, that performance sounds terrible. Why would you include this? Well, it is literally $10. $10, you get a fragrance that smells 70% similar to Jean Paul Gaultier Ultramel. If you're a young teenager and you're just really on a budget and you want something you can just spray on for school, you can use as many sprays as you want. Check out Nike Man Blue. Trust me on this. Speaking of great Jean Paul Gaultier Ultramel dupes, AFNAN 9 PM honestly just has to be on this list. It is much better than Nike Man Blue. It lasts a lot longer and it gets a lot closer to the real thing. In my experience, this smells about 95% similar in the air, then on skin it's about 90%. It's just a tiny bit fresher, a little bit less rich. The performance is slightly worse, but come on, you can get this for $20 if you're in the US off the TikTok shop, compared to Ultramel, which is at least $100. It is an absolute robbery. If you haven't heard of AFNAN 9 PM, you're honestly living under a rock. If you're debating between AFNAN and Ultramel, I always say, get the original just because it's the original creation. It's always going to be better. But if you're balling on a budget, AFNAN 9PM is honestly a 10 out of 10 for the price. If you love just getting compliments, getting attention, get Club de Nuit Intense Man, because in my experience, women love the Creed Aventus DNA. There's just something about it, the citrusy, smoky, leathery, it's very masculine, and this does it so well because it projects so loudly. This is actually my most complimented fragrance in my entire collection, and I don't even like it that much. I wear it about once a week. But man, it performs so good on my skin. I get 8 to 10 hours longevity with well above average projection. You only need around 3 to 4 sprays with this stuff. What's even cooler is that this is an eau de toilette concentration and it is just so strong, which is hilarious. I love this stuff. Check out Club de Nuit Intense Man. The opening though is very harsh, but give it 20 minutes and you'll love the dry down. Next up, let's talk about Maison Alhambra Bright Peach. As you can probably tell, this is just a complete ripoff of Tom Ford's Bitter Peach, but it does it pretty damn good for only around $30. Maison Alhambra, I believe, is like the sister company of Lattafah or something. But this stuff smells so good. It's a sweet, boozy peach. Perfectly unisex in my opinion. It definitely is more boozy than I expected when I blind bought it, but I still really enjoy it. Projection super strong for the first 2 hours, and it will last around 7 hours on your skin. With, as I said, great projection at least in the first 2 hours. I've never smelt the original Tom Ford Bitter Peach, but Bright Peach is a fantastic fragrance, and it's probably a fantastic dupe. I just haven't smelt the original. 10 out of 10. Check this one out if you want a great peachy, wintertime, unique, boozy scent. The final fragrance on this list for 10 out of 10 cheap fragrances is honestly probably the easiest to like if you're gonna blind buy any of these, especially if you're a younger guy. Get Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Who knew Mercedes would make a fragrance? But this one is actually really good. It's just amber and vanilla. The vanilla is very like fluffy. It literally smells like a Starbucks vanilla latte in my opinion. It may be slightly too feminine smelling for some people just because that vanilla is very, very noticeable, but I really like it. I think, ooh, Atomizer is good. Fantastic fragrance, especially for something like date nights because the projection isn't too strong. That is gonna wrap it up for 10 out of 10 cheap fragrances. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. This list is perfect if you're just balling on a budget, even if you're not broke. You just don't want to spend all your life savings on fragrances and be dumb like I am. Let's not talk about that. Like, subscribe, share, turn on your reminders so you know whenever I post a new video. If you have any video ideas, let me know down in the comments and I will do them if they get likes. Anyways, have a good rest of your day.